Judge, we have an interpreter here because she doesn't.
Yeah, that's okay.
Judge, I asked mom to come because, she knows about his work schedule. He's talked to his supervisor. They just don't have any other time slots for him to work except for the second shift, which is from 3 in the afternoon until sometimes 2 or 3 at night. And I've talked to mom. She's assured me that that's where he is. That's where he works. She can vouch for it. She can help monitor. But he just needs to get back to work. They rely on some.
What is your cause number? Do you mind?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Judge. It is 251.
Okay.
7372, Judge.
Thank you so much for coming. Mom, thank you for coming. The problem I have is that he's charged with a very serious offense. He's young. And while he's on bond for this case, he's continued to mess up. It's not the first time I've brought him back here for violating conditions of his bond. He has had bond violations in that he's continuing to mess up. And it scares me to let a 17-year-old out at 3 in the morning. Because I don't know what's going on at 3 in the morning, and it's hard for me to monitor. So how do I know he's not going to be out there consuming alcohol at 3 in the morning? That's what scares me.
You finished talking to your mom.
So a lot of people tell me that they're doing one thing, and then when they leave and they go out the doors, they do something completely different. And so that's why it scares me. What he's charged with, he's continued to have violations while he's on bond, and now he wants me to let him out at 3 in the morning. I understand he's saying he's working, but
él tiene que pagar biles
He has bills to pay.
y yo voy a estar monitoreándolo. Él sale a las 3 de la tarde y sale a las 2 de la mañana.
He leaves at 3 p.m., finishes at 2 a.m.
Yo entro a mi trabajo a las 3 de la mañana y salgo a las 2 de la tarde. Yo lo
I
llevo al
go to my work
trabajo
at 3 a.m. and finish at 2, so I take him to work.
y yo hablo con su compañero del trabajo y él se trae a esa hora.
And I speak with a coworker of his that then brings him back home.
Y él no se va a ir para ningún lado porque yo hablo con el muchacho que lo lleva a la casa y me dice que él ya está ahí en la casa.
So he won't go anywhere else. I speak with his coworker and he lets me know whenever he's brought him home. And he won't go anywhere else.
Ms. Siegler, are you familiar with this? Can I? What?
Probably not familiar with it.
Right. So what we have here is we have a young 17-year-old with the DWI, right? He's on bond. The case is old. I mean, what are we doing anyways?
The problem is, he's a .18, and we're trying to get all this mitigation stuff in. I think.
He's a .18 and he's a 17-year-old?
And so we gotta get that mitigation in. You won't accept the time served, so it's not a mitigation or probation, so I'm trying to get that in as fast as I can. Nathan has already told me that there's already a clicking clock, so I'm trying to get that ASAP. I turn them around as fast as I can.
I don't want to be blamed for not taking a time served. If he wants to take a time served, then he can take a time served. But you need to understand is that when you plead guilty, it stays with you for the rest of your life.
I will explain that.
I never think it's a good idea at 17-year-old to potentially shut a door when you have the ability, if you're granted entry into this program, to try to get this dismissed. You know, a lot of people take a half-assed approach to things in life. When you take a half-assed approach, you get that same kind of result.
So you said it's a program?
When you plead guilty to an offense, you can never undo that. You're stuck with it for the rest of your life. And when you get a conviction on your record, it's going to hurt you. So
I'm basing that on what is pretty much state standard rec on a first time DWI test. And, you know, I mean, there's only three options. There's not service, probation, you know, PTI clock is running not only because the case is getting older, it's because I haven't been telling. So that was in the last week or two, within the next couple of weeks. If that's gonna be around. Now, I haven't talked to him about the other one. You just did because when I talked to you before, you indicated to me that you were going to go down that path. So maybe this is new news that you're reconsidering, and if that's the case.
it's just, look, they have this program. It's a diversion program. If you're granted entry into it and you complete it successfully, the case gets dismissed. Your case is old and it's time to make a decision. If you want to do it, then that's what you got to do. If you want to take the easy way out, I'm happy that you can do that as well. It's up to you guys, but you need to make a decision. The reason we're here now is because he wants to be out in the middle of the night working, right? But, you know, it's a DWI and we have a positive blow, or we have a bond violation report from about 2 weeks ago where he tested positive for alcohol. So that's why I'm scared to just let him out in the middle of the night. When he got this bond violation 2 weeks ago, was he working in the middle of the night?
He's been working. He's been working. I mean, in that particular incident, Judge, I don't know, but he's been working for a while. So, and I think he mentioned to me that it was a really bad choice when you were at a family gathering. Is that right? It was like, it wasn't at night, it was during the day when that happened.
And then Judge, after when I got out of custody, the same day I got out, I went to work, then went to work Saturday, and Sundays I don't work.
What does he have on him now? Does he have anything on him now? A scram?
Yeah.
Yeah, you put an ankle monitor. The problem is that.
How's he
doing?
The last name, sir.
Celestina.
I have to get, it's not on docket. I have to get to give you a cause number.
He does, as part of his new bond condition, when he got out, he's on a.
Yes.
251 7372.
Yes, I have a GPS device with vector review and then a SRAM device as of the.
Has he been good on the scram?
So let me just double check.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Assuming he's negative, I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think that we definitely want to keep them on the SRAM and GPS.
Well, that goes up, of course, but I mean, as far as letting him out at 3 in, you know, working, what time did you want to work?
The shift I'm in is from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then the other shift, which is day shift, it would be from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So which shift are you planning on working?
I'm trying to stay in night shift so I could go to college starting January.
So which shift do you want to work?
Night shift.
So is it the 4 a.m. to, or is it
It's
this?
the 3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Say it again?
3 p.m. to 2 a.m.
That's the shift that you want to do.
That's the one he's currently.
Judge, I'm reaching out right now to get an updated compliance check due to the holidays. I just don't see an update on it for the SRAM report. Somebody should be getting back to me very shortly.
So let's do this. I will allow you to work, but if I find any other issues, then I'm going to take you off. And you don't have all night. No, it's you from 3 p.m. until 3 a.m. is when you have to be home. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you're out at 4 a.m, if you're out at 5 a.m, if you test positive for anything, it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Sir.
Number one. Number two, I'm giving you 2 weeks to get all the documents ready for this program. Your case is old and it's time to do something now. So
I just want to let you know that the case was reset till 9th of January already. That's the reset you gave them before. And this is about on it, just to try to clear the curfew. I mean, that's reasonable because I think the program, according to my intel, we gotta get that in within the next couple of weeks anyway. I just didn't know whether or not you wanted him to come back to this, or reset.
well, yeah, because he needs to do a TRAS regardless. So I guess let's do this. I'm not going to set it all the way out to January 9th because it's old. I'll give you the 4 weeks, John. But at that time, when he comes back, we need to have a decision made as to whether he wants to get into this program to get into the diversion. If he does, he has to have all documents in by the next setting.
Well, absolutely.
And then we'll send him to go get a TRAS done at that time. Don't drink alcohol. And if you don't have a license, do not drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
If you fail me again, it's really not going to go well. Do not use alcohol. He's not driving, is he? Or is he driving? Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yeah, I did. And then at the time of the DWI, I had insurance too.
¿Tiene aseguranza ahora?
Ya.
Ok. No puede manejar sin licencia, sin aseguranza. All right. Ok. Si él tiene un positivo de nuevo, lo voy a encerrar. No me importa la excusa. Ok. A las 3 de la mañana en la casa.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
Just we'll bring it back with first.
Okay. Done. But everything,
Got it.
all right. Okay, Mr. Celestino, make me proud, man. This is it.
That's just,
Thank you. Thank you.
that's his sign.
Okay. What did we learn?
Not drive.
Don't drive whatsoever. You violate any more conditions, I'm going to go absolutely bonkers on your bail and your bond. Do you understand? The next time, triple, if not quadruple, if you violate conditions again, I will not allow you to continue to endanger my public. Do you understand, Mr. Gonzalez?
Sir.
No consuming alcohol or dope and no more driving. You pick up a third case, holy moly. So where are we as far as, you said community service and what else? How much is restitution? $1,000. Have you spoken to see how long it will take to get the $1,000?
I have spoken with him, Your Honor. He has a job at the tire shop that he works on the weekends when he's not in school.
Someone's got money because they just posted a $20,004 bond for you. So I don't want any more issues. Do you understand? I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test today. And I'm now going to also give you a curfew. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not messing around and not screwing up. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, Sonia, we'll give you a normal reset, but curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. No drugs, no alcohol. And what are you in school? What are you doing with yourself these days?
I'm fixing to graduate on December.
It would really be a shame to really waste your life away because of this. I'm going to tell you that if you ever want a good job in life, if you ever want to do something meaningful in your life, racking up criminal cases is just continually to shoot yourself in the foot. Life doesn't get easier when the older you get. It becomes more difficult. You get bigger, fatter, uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. It gets more difficult. And the more convictions you rack up, all you're doing is you make yourself unemployable. At some point, if you really want to make a difference in this life, you do it with education, not what you're doing now. You graduate from high school, you go to college. The more knowledge you have in this life, the more money you're going to make. And the more money you make, the happier most times life is. Do you understand? That's what life's about, making a lot of money and doing great things, not racking up convictions and being back in jail over and over. But if you test positive or you pick up a new case, I'm going to go nuts. Do you understand? Okay, man. All right, son. Thanks.
First day back, hearing you, student.
Tell me. I will.
On docket, last name hyphenated Romeo Javier.
Tell me what's up.
It's an older case I was appointed to at our last setting. We're either supposed to be doing a plea or setting for trial today. State made an offer of time served one, dismissed the other. If we do restitution on the FSGI, which my client has agreed to, he just needs a week or two to get $250 together for restitution. And then we can come back and plea.
Yeah, Judge, so we already had a deferred offer and restitution as part of the deferred offer. Council just asked me today if we would consider doing county time instead. And, and then we talked about that and I just said.
And it's 1,100 days old. I'll give you a week, but if he doesn't have it done in a week, if he doesn't have it completely paid off, then he's got to do it through deferred. I'm not going to take a time served if someone is owed money. It's not fair. We're going to get that money for the alleged complaining witness. That's it. So we'll either do it through trial or however, but I want the guy should be paid or girl should be paid back. So a week, and then are you going to nolly it in a week or what are you doing?
No, so it will lead to one, it'll be time served on one in exchange for dismissal. on the-
Romero Javier,
So long as he.
come up.
And it's only $250, Judge.
Thank you.
Counsel, can we leave that?
What are you doing with yourself these days, Mr. Romero Javier?
I couldn't hear you. What was that?
What are you doing with yourself these days?
Get better, so I'm trying to find a job. You know what I'm saying? Get back on my feet.
You're still not working.
Not fully, but I do side jobs here and there. I go to Home Depot.
You have a week to get this money.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Understand? If don't, then I'm going to put you to trial. That's it.
Yes,
Your
sir.
case is 1,100 days old. There's absolutely no excuse. 1 week. All right, well,
Okay, thank you, Judge. We got to see.
good morning, Mr. Cuellar. What have you been doing with yourself?
I've been trying to apply for jobs and I've been getting my applying for a GED.
What have you done for your GED?
I've been looking into one online, but I have to get my ID first in order to get that, to get the job. I have an appointment for my ID this week. I don't have any physical proof.
I'm giving you a week. You must have your ID and proof signed up. I'm sending you now for a drug test right now as well. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, Mr. Cuellar. I'm not going to play this game with you. Do you understand me? You're going to do this one way or the other. Even if we have to do it the hard way, we will. Do you understand? I'm giving you a week. I want you to show me what you've done in a week. Do not come here with any kind, without proof, because it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Take a seat. I'm sending him for a drug test now.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Lopez. Do you have a lawyer today?
No, sir. I was actually gonna ask for a court appointed lawyer or application because my landscaping company is slowed down and I had to go get me another job at Ollie's. They're paying me $11.50 an hour. But I'm only putting in 40 hours and they're paying me bi-weekly, so I can't really afford a free world lawyer.
So you are Luis Lopez, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your 6th, 7th case. How many appointed lawyers have you gotten on all those cases?
I've had a court appointed lawyers for all of them. That's because I wasn't looking for a job and I was in custody fighting my cases.
Time. I will give you time, but you're working. It's time for you to pull your weight. We don't give out lawyers like it's just candy on Halloween, You got to be, poverty to qualify. The federal poverty guideline to qualify for an appointed lawyer. If you're working full-time and you got 2 jobs, we will give you time, but
It's actually
time.
a part-time job. They gave me part-time right now.
So you need to start, why aren't you working full-time?
It's because they said that I gotta start off part-time before I start
And
full-time.
get another job. But it's time, man. I mean, I don't have unlimited resources here. I have very, very limited resources here. I work for the county, right? And if I get a person here who's got a bunch of kids and she's, I don't have unlimited lawyers to give. I have a very limited lawyer, and if I give one to you, I may not be able to give one to another person who is unable to work. You know what I mean? So we'll give you time. Your case is 60 days old now. And have you spoken to any lawyers now?
I spoke to lawyers. The one that I talked to was mostly $1,000 down. And
So you talked to a lawyer?
No, I called a few places. That was the cheapest one.
Okay.
Other people want 5,000.
99% of lawyers around here will put you on a payment plan if you ask. A couple $100. They'll take the case, they'll start working it for you, and you get on a payment plan as you go. You also don't have to accept one thing. You negotiate with them like anything in life, right? It's like buying a car. When you buy a car in life, you don't go to a Ferrari, you don't go to Bentley when you're first starting out. You go to what you can afford. It's the same thing with a lawyer. And you may have to call 10, you may have to call 15, but it's time to work it out. You are able-bodied, you can work full-time. It's done. All right, come on. Good morning. What have you done for your GED, ma'am?
I had my cousin send me some online classes that she used to take. One, I did information. I filled it out, whatever, but I'm waiting back to hear from online orientation because I did the virtual classes. I've been out of work since the last court date, so I've been looking for jobs.
I smell alcohol. Can you smell that?
But yeah, it's at least 2, 3. I sent over to my attorney, the screenshots and everything. And also I have text message updates to let me know like when they'll call me and.
They're not going to sit here and call you. And no, it doesn't work like that. You have to take the initiative, Ms. Booker.
But I'm just letting you know.
So what's the next step?
Well, I still have to figure out money issue.
No. Hey, what's the classes that we have for free? GED? Yeah. No, we're giving you a list of classes today that you can use for free. And I want you to sign up. We'll set your case off for a week and I want to see that you've signed up in a week. Do you understand? Okay, you got a week. All right, Josh. And I'm going to give you paperwork for the free classes that you can do. There's no excuse. Do you understand? Okay, see you in a week. Josh, you got someone?
Ms. Vasquez.
Okay,
Leslie Vasquez.
same thing?
So she sent me, the screenshot shows the registration and she made payment and is registered for the GED course.
Great. When is it?
So I think she's already started it actually. But
Is she here?
She is, yes.
Ms. Vasquez, come up.
She had screenshots from the portal where they log in.
Okay. Ma'am, just hang tight.
Go ahead and finish this.
Okay.
So you signed up?
Yeah.
Great job. Where are you at now?
Right now it's, what's it called?
Orientation.
Yeah, it's orientation. Well, I've been doing like 4 hours every day since.
I'm
the
so
last
proud of you.
course.
That's great. Great job. Fantastic. Okay, so look, we'll give you a couple more weeks. I'm proud of you. That's great. Just keep up the good work. Once you do that, that makes everything so much better, really. All right, so we'll give you a couple more weeks, just get it done, and that way you can roll out of here with it. Okay? All right, man.
Is this
Great
something you
job.
think you'll finish soon? or-
Yeah, I mean.
No, it's just orientation, because then you still got to go through the whole.
Yeah,
So you want us to
it's
come back in
the
2
whole
weeks?
Right.
process.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay?
It was a brand new case here recently. Do you want us to do a normal reset or do another?
No, I want to make sure that we stay on top of it. So 2 weeks, let's see what you've done, okay? But just keep it up. You're doing great. Okay? All right, thanks, guys.
All right, come on up, Mr. This is the other short.
Good morning, Mr. Shorts. How's jail?
How you doing?
How's jail? Are you having fun? Why don't you come back?
I forgot the court date. I forgot.
Say that again.
He forgot the court date.
I forgot the court date.
So if we let you out now, how do we know you're not going to forget again?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Where you living?
So about Burger King, then jail department.
In
Order of the court,
Sunnyside,
please.
he lives at
Yeah,
Sunflower
Sunnyside.
Apartments with his
Sunflower
brother.
Who do you live with?
My brother, my brother out. Same apartment. Home one, 110.
Mr. Shorts, your lawyer is asking for me to let you out, but I have to know that if I let you out, you're going to come back.
Yes, don't come back.
I'm not going to play this game again.
Yes, sir.
If you take off on me again,
I'll come back again.
you will go back to jail. You now know no one is going to bond you out. So if you don't come back, you will be stuck like Chuck in there until we're done.
Sir.
Do you understand?
Sir.
If I let you out, you're going to come back.
Sir.
Okay, I won't do this again. You understand?
Sir.
I've given you a lawyer. All you have to do is stay in contact with Shreya, and she'll tell you when you got to come back and what you got to do.
Sir.
No more. Okay, all right, Shreya. So,
On condition?
yeah, who's the complaining? Tell me about the case. Will you, Alex, please?
So in this case, it states that the complainant is the defendant's brother and their.
Wonderful.
No.
Your Honor, it's the brother's girlfriend.
Let me clarify. I think what he meant to say was that it was the brother's girlfriend from 2021 who no longer lives there.
Okay,
At
wonderful.
the time, they were in the same household. And the defendant spit in the complainant's face and hit her in the face with open hand causing pain.
Okay,
And
have you been able,
I was about to tell you, we're still attempting to get in contact with the complainant. We haven't been able to. And the investigator was in task on this. Yes.
all right, so Mr. Shorts, don't have any contact with this person and don't have any weapons.
Yes, sir.
Come back. Good things happen if you come back. You understand? Okay, all right, Shreya. So
Thank you, Judge.
those are conditions. He can't leave until he signs it anymore.
Yes, Judge, he's
right.
back there.
Was it a PR bond?
I'm going to reinstate.
So whenever I'll sign,
All
take
right,
what I.
Mr. Shorts, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, come on.
All right, Mr. Sprague, you're charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 12-month deferred. This is the type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. And I'm going to tell you that this is extremely important for you because this is the type of offense where a second conviction requires a 10-year registration requirement under Chapter 62, which is, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes,
telling you,
Judge.
when you have to register under this chapter, it is a very, very difficult thing to maintain.
Yes, Judge.
As part of the agreement, you must do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. You will do no drugs, no alcohol, 10 hours of community service, $100 donation to the Houston Area Women's Center, and no threatening, threatening, or abusive contact with If you violate this agreement, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out and we are going to talk about whether you violated this agreement. If you did, you're looking at 180 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
So you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with us until you complete it or unless you get revoked. The way that you behaved while you were on bond for this case is unacceptable. And if you think that you're going to do the same thing while you're on probation, just got to be careful. Do you understand?
Really quick, on bond, he was compliant. It was, the only reason he missed court was because of my mistake.
But you need to know. I mean, it is your responsibility to also know, right? It's, we rarely close, you know, we're always open like Costco, man, you know?
All right, yes, Judge.
But that's why I'm not putting you into custody now. Otherwise, right, you would be staying with us. What do you do with yourself these days?
Contract work, but since my boss is retiring, I'm actually looking for a steady income instead. So applying for everything.
So are you actually working now as what?
Yeah, just been helping with the fences, most all those fences going down, just building fences.
It's a great occupation. I'll tell you what, fencing, you can make a ton of money. If you do a good job, you put your heart, soul into it, you do well, your name will spread like wildfire. And I'm telling you, building fences, it's crazy expensive. I mean, who knew? Right. So you can, if you do well, you can make a lot of money, you know? So what kind of income do you have now?
At the moment, not too much because my boss is retiring, which is why I was looking for actual steady income, honestly, because my boss was the one that was helping me out a bunch, but he's hitting 75 and he's kind of done with it, you know, so.
Okay, so you can reduce it to the minimum. Okay, so how do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will not find you guilty. I'll withhold that for 12 months. If you do well, if you get everything done quick, I'll take you off in half the time as a reward. We want you to do well. And if you do well, get everything done and you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time. All right? Okay, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Connor.
I'd like to do that.
You know, the thing that you need to understand is from now on, you won't be with me anymore. You will be in felony court. No matter how old you are, no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, the only thing that officers look at, they look at you, they smell you, and they look at your record. And if they see anything funky, all you're going to end up doing is in felony court. And if you thought it was bad here, wait till you get to felony court. It doesn't get easier. It only gets worse. And over there, they have a lot more resources than I do, and they can keep you for a long time. So if I were you, even if you've had a sip, I wouldn't get into a car because you're taking a humongous risk and it's not worth it. You understand?
I understand.
The agreement that you guys have worked out is 30 days in jail. You worked out this agreement where, you know, do your time, you get out. This is another proverbial slap on the wrist because it's not like you're doing that much time. But the problem is that you're young. I mean, what are you, 33 now, 35?
27.
27, and now you have 2 DWIs on your record. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. Shh. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, there's no going back. Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
You plead to the offense.
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. He sends you to 30 days in jail. How much credit does he have? It's 4 days credit. So is he going to go in now?
Judge, I would request you allow him to turn himself in before 6.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Do that? Okay.
But don't use and don't show up late, because if you show up at 6:01, 6:05, they're not going to take you. And we're going to have a whole other set of issues. So just remember, don't get into a car. It's not hard, you know?
Yeah.
An Uber, $20, $30, anywhere you want to go, man. No matter how, you know, start using that. All right. All right. I'm going to suspend your license for a year. I have to suspend it. I'm going to do it for a year. Don't drive until you get a license. All right. And then we'll just have you turn in by 6 p.m.
Judge, so he'll turn himself in by 6. The second thing is, would you consider waiving the Supermax fine? I'm appointed on his case.
I get it, but I mean, it's how do we, you know?
Well, I think one of the options is if he's been appointed, he's been found indigent, so he should be found indigent for the purposes of that also.
I continue to reward Mr. Barahona when he's continued to violate one way or the other.
Well, it's not a reward, Judge. He's indigent. He's indigent. Judge, he qualifies. He's indigent.
Do for a living. You work, you're a painter.
I'm a painter.
Yeah, how much money you make a month?
It depends on the season, you know, from November to February, it's usually very slow and starts to pick up around springtime. And I'm an independent contractor, so it just depends how that year goes for me.
What do you think?
I think they will just defer to the court.
I'll tell you, Mr. Barahona, just, you're not gonna see me anymore. You pick up any new cases, you're gonna be up there. All right, I'll waive it. Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Good luck, Mr. Barahona.
Thank you.